Hey everyone, Luke Nestler, and welcome to episode number 2 of the hashtag Hey Luke show. As last time, we are streaming live from Meerkat. If you would like to watch this show on the go, like we have Megan Woods over here, and you can't watch it from a mobile device through the Google Hangout, be sure to download the Meerkat app. It is run through Twitter. And it streams live video. You get notified every time it goes live. It's free, super easy to use, and very handy. How are you, Megan? So we have people chatting on Meerkat as well. There's Jeff, as well as on the live stream. So today, it's going to be a little bit of a different show today. And as I mentioned last time, as soon as we get into the new space, we are going to have a full studio. But for now, I wanted to start bringing value to you all. We're going a little bit ghetto, doing it from a laptop in our conference room, but the valuable content will make up for that. So I'm not sure that many know, but March 24th and 25th, Facebook had their F8 conference in Los Angeles, to where they announced some new things coming to the Facebook platform. There's some new things coming to Pinterest. There's some new things coming to YouTube that it's going to be very, very helpful for people marketing and trying to grow their business through digital media platforms. So Facebook is an ever-changing beast, and some of the things that they have pushed out this past week are pretty interesting, just for your personal lives and functionality on that side of things, but then also for business. There's going to be some things that can help drive more traffic to your social media sites, which is great for engagement. You have your website, which is like your digital version of your business card, where they can learn more about you, they can see what you're all about, things like that. But for constant and consistent engagement, you want to start driving people to your social media sites as well. Your social media sites can drive people to your website. So if I have a video posted somewhere and I click on it and it actually takes me to Facebook, that's going to be very valuable. Not something you've been able to do until this point. Now we can do that. So let's start from the top. Let's say you are an e-commerce website. You are now going to be able to, when somebody buys, let's say I sell tennis shoes. Somebody buys a pair of tennis shoes from me. Right now, all the communication after the sale goes through email. Well, Facebook has really been working hard with a lot of major Fortune 500 companies to integrate some new technology to where you're literally going to be able to communicate with your buyer through the Facebook Messenger app. So let's say Jeff Welsh buys a pair of tennis shoes from my tennis shoe company. Rather than sending a confirmation email, he can still get that, but he will also get a confirmation Facebook message, which is then going to allow the customer and the company to jump in and directly communicate with one another rather than through email. We all know that if I get a confirmation email and I email it back, it's just a drone. It's a robot. It's a computer software. It's not an actual person that's sending me that email. With this Facebook Messenger, it's actually going to go to a customer service representative in your company. Now, if you're a major, massive company with hundreds of people, it can be one of the people on your team. If I'm a one-man shop, I can have control of the customer interaction. So one of the things can be is, once they get it, I can Facebook message them and say, hey, Johnny, what did you think of your purchase? And communicate with them that way. It helps with customer retention, customer communication, creates advocates for you. So that's really, really exciting, to where you're going to be able to track your purchases and communicate with the business online through the Messenger app. So if you flip that around, you're going to be able to communicate with the customer through the Facebook Messenger app. The thing I'm most excited about, now some of the releases that they have, it's not going to pertain to a business. It's a lot of people that do coding, app development, things like that, that quite frankly would bore you. But if you're into the app development, if you're 935 Solutions, Michael Lyons, if you're Centropy, any of those people, you need to check this out, because they have opened it up to where you can actually develop apps. Just like Apple has their app store, Facebook now has app developing capabilities as well. The thing I'm most excited about is the fact that you can now embed your Facebook videos outside of Facebook. Now, what does that mean? So I upload, and you should be doing this. When I have a video, I upload it directly to Facebook. I'm not going to YouTube and uploading it there and then copying and pasting the link. I'm posting the video on YouTube, but I'm using it for something separate. I'm posting the video directly in Facebook, because what happens is you're storytelling natively within that platform, and the video starts to play automatically. But up until now, the only place that video could live was within Facebook, which was great for Facebook, but you couldn't take your Facebook videos, post them elsewhere, and drive traffic to Facebook. Right now, YouTube, you can take your YouTube link, your YouTube embed code, which allows you to post a YouTube video anywhere, on a website, on a blog. You can post it on Facebook, and what it does is all those places, it drives traffic to your YouTube channel. Well, now what you can do is I can take a Facebook video of, our latest online segment of Hump Day Hustle. It's a Wednesday segment we do every week. Ryan produces it. Jeff can now take that and put that in our thinkimpact.com, embed it right into our website. So when somebody clicks on that, if my goal is to get more traction in Facebook, more viewers to my Facebook channel, I can post that video here. Somebody clicks on it and watches it, and it's going to take them, after the video is over, it's going to take them into Facebook. Right now, I would have to post a YouTube video there. It's going to take me into YouTube. YouTube is great, but it's all content push. There's no engagement that really can go on in there. It's just I have a video, I post it, people consume it, that's the end of the story. Facebook, I can have a video, I can post it, people can jump in, and we can start going back and forth in the comment section. They can look at other things that I've done, like my photos, like my other videos, things like that. So there's much more room for engagement if I actually can get people into my Facebook channel. So the embed codes, super exciting about that. You're going to be able to drive traffic to your Facebook page, use your Facebook videos in your email blasts, things like that. So no more of this sending an email out and hoping that somebody clicks on the follow us on Facebook link. You can actually post a video, which is really what people want to engage with, not a little Facebook icon. And that can help them drive traffic back to it as well. Something that's really kind of cool for engagement. Now, this is for the people that really get down in the trenches and actually engage through commenting. If somebody likes a post, jumping in and saying, hey, thanks for liking. Is there any questions that I can answer, things like that. One thing Facebook is partnering up with a lot of different news sources, a lot of different websites that provide content. Someone like BuzzFeed or ESPN or something like that. Now, when you comment on those stories within those platforms, you're going to be commenting as your Facebook user rather than just creating an ESPN account or a let's say it's even on Zappos. You're commenting on your favorite pair of shoes that are on Zappos website. You can Dad, you're allowed to cough. You're good. We got a live audience in here today. My dad's hanging out and he's afraid to cough. It's very raw, Dad. It's okay. Jeff's going to be cracking up about that one. So basically, you're able to show yourself as, rather than creating an account on a website such as ESPN and that being your ESPN account, you can actually engage on ESPN.com or sites like that as your Facebook account. So let's say I'm jumping on a lot of the marketing forums and articles that are online, and I'm engaging. Right now I'm engaging from the accounts that I've created on there, which isn't driving traffic anywhere. It's just keeping it right there. People see me as an authority because I'm bringing a lot to the conversation, a lot to the table, but it's not driving from that site to a social media channel unless I ask them to, because they don't know how to find it. With this, if I find a great story, and I'm a yoga company, and I'm commenting on an article on a yoga website, now I can start to comment as Luke Nessler's Facebook profile. So if I entice someone and they say, man, this guy really knows his stuff, they can click on it and it's going to take them to my Facebook profile. Just another way to drive more traffic to your Facebook channel. And again, if you have any questions about any of the things that I'm talking about, be sure to either tweet at me, at Luke Nessler Media, or simply just send me an email. It's luke@thinkimpact.com, Think Impact with a K, I-M-P-A-K-T. So something that's kind of cool, this really doesn't go too far into business, but it's pretty unique how this is going to work for just everyday life. Facebook we're going to see more control over more devices through your Facebook account. So what that means is we've all downloaded an app, and it asks, would you like to sign in with Facebook, or do you want to create a separate account? Everybody is, for the most part, using the sign in with Facebook because it saves time, and if you're really smart about it, it helps drive engagement, things like that. Well, basically what's going on right now is anything from opening your garage door to turning on your TV with this home automation technology, you're literally going to be able to access all that through Facebook. It's a changing beast. Facebook is not just going to be a social media platform. It's turning more into what Google is. How Google went from a search engine platform to now they phones and technology and things like that. You're going to start seeing more of that from Facebook. So home automation control through Facebook. If Morgantown Security and Fire does a home automation setup for you, you're going to be able to control through these platforms with Facebook and social media login sooner than later. Now, a lot of this has not launched yet. You're a few weeks to a few months out, depending on which one it is. But some really, really unique things. Let's see. So I tell you what, let's dive into Pinterest. A lot of people don't use Pinterest, don't understand Pinterest. It's big in the female demo. Basically, it's a scrapbook. It's a wish list. It's a female getting married and saving a bunch of dresses that she likes and has the intent or aspiration to buy that dress somewhere. She just sees it and says, I want to find a dress like that. That's been Pinterest up until this point. We're about 3 to 4 months out. We've been researching this, and we're still about 3 to 4 months out, but they have an ad platform coming. If you are in the retail space, this is going to be big for you, especially if you sell anything to a female audience. And this is also going to allow more males to start coming in to the Pinterest platform. Now, 6 months from now, let's say I'm on a female is on Pinterest, okay? She's engaged. She's looking for the perfect dress. Right now, she can just pin it and say, that's the type of dress that I want. In 6 months, she's going to be able to click on it and go to the website to buy that dress. Or if it's not a dress, because they like to try those on, it can be a pair of shoes. It can be a pair of sunglasses that I like, or a pair of new frames, a new watch. Like, wow, I really like that Shinola watch. I need to get one like that. I'm going to be able to click on it and buy it directly from Pinterest. You're also going to be able to target who that is seen by. So let's say Joyce's Jewelry wants to start doing some online sales. They're going to be able to take these Shinola watches, create their online e-commerce store, and they're going to be able to target it to males between 20 to 35. If that's the demo that they see are buying these watches, they're not cheap watches. They're not the most expensive, but they're not cheap. So it's somebody that's going to make anywhere between $35,000 to $100,000 plus a year. You're taking out that lower income level if that's what you need to do, and you can target it right to those people. It's going to show up in their feed. You can location specific target that as well, just like you can on Facebook. Jeff says hi, by the way, on the chat. You're going to be able to location specific. So if Tom Lichardi is wanting to target that watch to that 31-year-old male in Morgantown, West Virginia that makes between this much and this much, he's going to be able to do that, and then it's going to start showing up on his Pinterest board. And rather than saying, ooh, I need to go find somewhere to buy that, he's going to be able to buy it right from there. So what it comes down to, does it really matter if you can get that sale in the store, or if you can get that sale on your website, or if you can get that sale in a social media platform? It really does not matter. If you can get the sale, you can get the sale. So get it where you can. Up until this point, you had to hope that you enticed them enough to either come in your store, to go to your website, whatever it was. Now you can actually get that transaction on a social media site. The same thing is coming for Twitter, and it's coming for Facebook. So Nutrition Pit, they sell all kinds of nutrition supplements. They're going to be able to sell within platform very, very soon on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Facebook. So if Jeremy Corbett is posting a recipe on how to make blueberry protein pancakes out of one of his products, and it entices me enough, I'm not going to have to necessarily go to the store to buy it. I'm not going to have to necessarily go to the website to buy it every single time. I can buy it within the social media platform. There's a group of people that will absolutely, every single time, they're going to buy it from the website. Perfect. That's why you have the website there. There are some people that you're losing right now because they don't want to do that extra 2 or 3 clicks that it takes to get to the website and check out. You're going to be able to sell them directly in platform. New Geneva Stoneware. Lorraine Angel sells amazing stoneware, pottery, and crafts in PA. She ships it all over the country. You don't necessarily have to go to the store to buy it. You can go to the website and buy it. But now she's going to be able to also sell within a social media platform and on Pinterest. It's a female dominant product. She's going to be able to really target that out on Pinterest, and it's going to be great. YouTube. Something I'm pretty excited about YouTube. A lot of people don't know that this is there right now, but if you're on YouTube, the video looks very similar to what you're looking at right here. And if you're on Meerkat, it looks very similar to that box. Right now, if you have your settings correct on YouTube, you will have a little box that pops out about right there, and it's just a little square, and you can put whatever. You can put your logo, you can put a YouTube logo, whatever it is. You can put a big piece of text inside of a little square box that goes about right there that says subscribe. What happens is they click on it, and it automatically subscribes them to your YouTube channel. But that's really as far as it takes you. they have released in the past week and a half a new, an extended version of that. So let's say that my little box pops out right there. I'm going to scroll over it, and now there's going to be a larger call to action box that pops out and takes up about this much of the screen. And you can do up to 4 in one video, and you can pick where that is. So if I'm doing a video about my cooking show, and I sell utensils, and I'm using the utensils that I cook to sell them. When I'm talking about when I'm using the spatula or the mixer or the sushi knife, whatever point I'm using that in my show, if I'm trying to sell that knife, that cooking knife, that sushi knife, and I'm using it right now on the show, I can actually have a call to action box pop out that says, would you like to use this knife in your kitchen? If so, click here. And what happens is they're going to click there. It's not going to take them off your video. It's going to open up another screen in the background that will show them that knife for sale on your website. For a service-based company, if I'm talking about marketing or I'm talking about chiropractic care or whatever it is, and I say, would you like a free consultation? It can pop out, and you can actually click on a box right here that takes up about 1/4 of the screen to half of the screen, and it's going to take you to a sign-up form on your website. So YouTube is integrating new things to give you more of a call to action to help drive that traffic to your site and get customers in the door. So that's something else that's pretty exciting about YouTube. They haven't had a lot of new innovations in quite some time, but they do have some new things coming. So there's a few of the new things that are popping out. I want to try to get some of the, let's see. If anybody has a question on Meerkat, throw it in. If it's on our Google Hangout, throw that in. I'm going to enable it. Let's see. Cool. All right, if anybody has a question, feel free to throw that in, and we will get those answered for you. One sec. Okay, so some of the questions that we had folks email us, I actually didn't get through all of the ones from the first show, so I'm going to hit some of those up as well. Super simple. Somebody asked, Luke, what is Snapchat? Because people see me posting a lot of stuff from Snapchat. I talked to you about, if you have a high school or college student that you know of, be sure to check out Snapchat. So what is Snapchat? For the older audience, you're probably not using it. And the reason being is the major demo on there are anywhere from your middle school, mainly your high school to college age students. We're in a college town, Morgantown, West Virginia, massive audience on Snapchat. So if I'm a lawyer and I'm trying to reach a 45-year-old man, that's not where I want to go. If I'm a physical therapist and I'm trying to reach a pregnant 30-some-year-old female, that's not where I'm trying to go. But if I am Martin's Barbecue, if I'm Altered Ego Boutique, if I'm Nutrition Pit, if I'm somebody that caters to a high school or college audience, that's where I want to play. There's not near as many younger adults on Facebook actively as there used to be. They're all still on there to some capacity, but they're spending most of their time on platforms such as Instagram, on Yik Yak, on Twitter, which is kind of falling by the wayside a little bit more than it used to, and on Snapchat. Snapchat is where they spend most of their time. So what you have going on there is it's attention. The hardest thing about marketing is keeping somebody's attention. Snapchat, you post content out, it disappears after a maximum of 10 seconds. So if I'm posting content, people are going to pay attention to it because there's that promise that one, is not going to take longer than 10 seconds, and it's not going to just reappear up on my news feed because it's going to disappear forever. So basically what happens is I'm putting out content that plays to that audience. Now, I'm not trying to sell a product to them, so I'm putting out something that we call it's a daily series that I put out. It's a matter of 3 or 4 10-second videos, and it's called Snap Success. What I'm doing is I'm giving career advice to help college kids and high school kids figure out what they either want to do with their life, or if they have a job and they're not happy with it, how can they get to where they want to be? So I'm giving advice that is contextual to the audience that I'm speaking to. Not necessarily, I'm not trying to sell them a website, because guess what? High school and college kids don't have a need for one, and if they do need one for their lemonade stand or whatever it is, they're going to try to figure out how to make it on their own because of the lack of funds. So I'm trying to give them advice. Now, if I'm Natty Cakes and I'm trying to get college students to come in for a date night on their first date, I can could snap out a photo of one of our most popular ice creams and say, screenshot this and bring it in on your first date. It'll be a buy one, get one free. And what happens is you're going to get a screenshot of that and they're going to bring it in. It's going to be a digital coupon. If you're in the restaurant or bar or nightlife industry at all, and you're not using creative photos and snapping that out and saying, snap this, bring it in for whatever the special is, you're really missing out, because there is a massive, massive, massive audience. I use the example of, you can go to Morgantown High School or University High School's field with a packed stadium and stand in the middle with a megaphone and yell your message to everybody, or you could go to Mountaineer Stadium, stand in the middle at halftime, completely full, and yell your message to them. It's a matter of getting to where all the people are at. There's going to be many more people in Milan Puskar Stadium than there is at Morgantown High School football field. So if you really want to reach them, even if you don't use them, I get this a lot. Well, Luke, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm not on Instagram. That's excellent. That's great. Doesn't matter. Half of your audience is, and most likely, if you're a younger demo, the majority of your audience is. So you can either say, well, it's not something that I've done before. It's not something that I use myself. Or you can put the ego aside, jump in, figure out how to learn it. We're using Meerkat. Most people have no idea what the hell Meerkat even is. It's a live streaming app, but guess what? It's new. It's getting very, very popular. We're jumping in. We're learning how to use it because I want to be able to market our product, our service on that platform. I want to be able to tell you how to use it. So if you don't use it, that's fine. Your audience does. So figure out how to use it yourself. Let's see. Let's take one from... Okay, so one of my employees, my copywriter actually, who is on spring break skiing right now, we gave her the week off. She says, how do you see unplanned live news feeds like this one? How do I see that evolving? So basically, that's a really good question. A lot of people ask, okay, so Meerkat, it's not something to where we post a video and everybody sees it over time. It's a live stream. When it's over, it's over. You can't go back and see it. It's not cataloged. So what happens is you get a notification that Luke Nestler is streaming live right now. What happens is people are going to be able to see what's going on day to day with you. So I know people that are on Meerkat that's simply just live broadcast and them walking through their office, or them doing something on a computer, or they live stream something like what I'm doing now. So it's going to be a totally new type of a personality that comes out. That, are you interesting enough for people to want to see what you're doing? Now, if you are let's say you're a professional, say you're a professional athlete, you're an MMA fighter, you're a boxer, you're a basketball player, that's going to be huge for those people because it's super interesting to see what they do. Let's say you are a chef. Okay, you're in the kitchen prepping something. I'm simply going to take out my phone. This will be my phone for right now. I'm going to take out my phone and I'm going to record the recipe that I just created. I'm going to walk you through it in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes or less what I did. So it's people that get notified and it says Chef Joe is live on Meerkat, and if Chef Joe is interesting enough to me and he just so happens to be the chef at Antonio's or Momar restaurant, and I see what he just created for tonight's special because he has a personality, he is interesting, I'm going to be often enticed to want to go there and eat that night. It's just a matter of, do you have the personality? If you're boring, if you're dry, if there's nothing interesting that you do, if you take off half a day to go play golf and sleep, you're probably not going to have a life that's interesting enough to have an ROI on Snapchat. But you have to have an interesting personality. You have to have something cool to talk about. And it can really drive traffic into your store once this thing gets popular, once people figure out how to use that. All right, let's see. What was a question I didn't get last week? We're getting low on time. Again, email or chat your questions or tweet them at me if you'd like. What is your favorite social media trick? I'll tell you what, I'll tell you one for Instagram. One of my favorite tricks on Instagram is, one, it's a younger platform. So again, it's your high school, it's your college students, but it's also getting to be more of your 30, your 40-year-olds. The highest growth of users on Instagram are 35 to 45-year-old females. The highest growth in selfies taken every single day are 40 to 45-year-old females. So you have females that are middle-aged snapping selfies, which was something that just a year or so ago, it was weird if you weren't 18 and below and snapping a selfie. Now it's becoming normal. So yes, it is a younger platform. It is getting older. Instagram, the way to get discovered on Instagram, it takes a little while. People are more romantic with who they follow. They're not just going to try to get 1,200, 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers. They're going to be very romantic about it because they have to see your images. It's like a digital print ad. You can't click and link out. It's what happens in newsfeed, and it's just photos and 15-second videos. So people are much more romantic with who they follow. The way to really show people that you're pushing out good content, that your stuff is interesting, if you're in the restaurant and you're not on Instagram, if you're in the restaurant industry and you're not on Instagram, you're missing out because you can post awesome photos of the dishes that you've created. And what you do is you can use hashtags to get discovered. So I am again, in a college town. We're in Morgantown. I'm going to load it up with, you can have a maximum of 30 hashtags. I'm going to post my photo with my status, and then I'm going to comment directly below it. But I'm not going to actually say anything. I'm just going to put a bunch of hashtags. They will use 30 hashtags. That's the maximum that they will allow you. If I post something real time, spring break just happened. A lot of people were at Panama City. March Madness. West Virginia was just in a game last night that none of us want to talk about. If I use hashtags revolving around what's going on, so Panama City Beach, PCB 2015 is a massive hashtag right now. Mountaineer Nation, WVU, WVU student, college life, student problems, things like that, that people are searching and going down the rabbit hole to find more content to look at around what they think is interesting. If you use those hashtags, your content is also just going to start showing up in that feed of photos. And people might start to see Nutrition Pit or Antonio's or whatever it may be, Joyce's Jewelry. They're going to start to see those showing up in their news feed. And if you're posting quality content, good content, people are going to want to start to engage. So that's one of my favorite social media tricks. There's a ton of them. We've all heard me talk about the Twitter search. If you have not, be sure to go to my YouTube channel, check that out. There's a lot of videos on the Twitter search tool. All right, one last question. Let's see. Anything I should keep my eyes on? What is the next big thing? Right now, Yik Yak is very big. It looks a lot like Twitter. It's an anonymous tweeting platform. Nobody can tell who you are, but again, it is something that is really, really big in the college age. You can allow them to tell who you are, but you can also go anonymous. So if I'm a bar, I'm in the nightlife, or I'm in the retail or restaurant business in a college town, I really want to use Yik Yak. It's really, really cool. Jump in and work with it. If you have questions about it, email me, let me know. We can set you up and help you out with that. Yik Yak is big. There's a massive, massive audience on there. The college students and high school students love it. If you're not in a college-based town, you're not going to have as much luck. So Morgantown business professionals that are watching me right now, if you're in a retail space or there's Jeff. If you have a need for selling a product to anybody that is in college, you need to get on Yik Yak. Why? Let's see, Y-I-K, Y-A-K. Yik Yak. It's in the App Store. There are a ton of college students on there, so definitely check that out. So, again, we're going to do this every Friday, 1 o'clock for 30 minutes. I'd love to get some more questions, so email those to me. We have a decent amount coming through email, but feel free to tweet them at me by using the hashtag #HeyLuke. You can Instagram your question by using the hashtag #HeyLuke, or you could simply send me an email, Facebook, at whatever you want. We will answer your question specific to what you need. Also, the Evolve Conference, April 28th at Lakeview Resort. If you have not gotten your tickets, use the coupon code EVOLVEME for a $50 discount. It is going to be April 28th, 8 to 9. We have 14 speakers that are going to be there helping you grow in all areas: sales, marketing, leadership, networking, and human resources. So definitely check that out. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, shoot me an email. We'll get you set up. It's easy. evolve-conference.com. Love hanging out with you guys. Also, if you want to watch on your phone, download Meerkat, M-E-E-R-K-A-T. It is linked through Twitter. You can watch on your phone. It's very, very simple to do. So be sure to check that out. And we will see you next time.